Thanks for tuning in again, everybody. We're back with your favorite podcast, Luca's Tigers and Bronze. Oh my. All right, well, listen, Luca Nation, we're back. We're going to give you an episode over the night with some plays. You know, we don't have to stick with football. Obviously, we'll talk football because it's been a big football day, but I know Andrew wants to get into the Lakers-Nuggets preview. I want to get into tonight's game and, tell you what my thoughts are there and give you a couple of card picks if we can. Hey.
Well, I'm going to let you take it away.
From it.
So this is what I had written down this morning. Like, I take notes, okay? Ready? Minshew card, Colts -3. Falcons, Cowboys over. San Francisco money line, bet your mortgage on it. Jags +7.5. Steelers -6. Deontay Johnson as an asterisk. Watch out for him. Bucks -8.5. That was my notes from this morning. So I'll let you take it from there, but you could touch on every one of those individually.
Listen, I hope that people listened to our thing this morning. I hope you got on an hour early. I hope you got on when we released it. We told you guys we were doing an NFL preview, and some of our subscribers, followers, listeners were able to jump on and get some of the plays. We gave all the 1 o'clocks, all 10 of the 1 o'clocks, and all of the and we gave the 4 o'clock ones also. And we didn't just do betting lines, we did fantasy, we did cards, we did everything. And I really would like you guys to go back and listen, right? Because you're talking about fantasy. We told everybody your cards, your fantasy, hit Deontay Johnson, and he had 8 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. He had a great game. We told everybody Gardner Minshew for 2 weeks in a row. We've been all over Minshew mania. They should have won that game, and they really gave the Titans. They really gave the Titans a real run for their money today. They lost in the end by a field goal, but Minshew had a huge game. 300-something yards, 3 touchdowns. He had rushing yards as well. He looks like a guy who goes out there and he gives that team a chance every time he lines up.
We could. I think there's a lot we can gloat and brag about, and I kind of want to, but I want to ask you something, Cage.
Yep.
What are the 1 or 2 or 3 things that stick out to you about the NFL this season? Like, you're seeing the angles, you're seeing the players that have potential to pop. What are the 1 or 2 or 3 things as to the reason why that is?
Well, a couple things, right? The Cowboys snuck one out today, but they don't look as good as I thought they would look, right? So that's a big one right there. And Dak's trying to earn his money, and now they're 1-1. They had a huge comeback today, and I guess for them, good thing they did. So that's one. The Rams look pretty good. They look better than I thought they were going to look. The biggest thing that sticks out from week 2, though, for me is it's easily, and I want to do something that relates to cards and fantasy and everything, is just the amount of injuries that happened, right? The amount of people who were injured going into it and the amount of injuries that happened. And, Saquon Barkley looks like he might be done for the year. Drew Lock, who was, I told everybody, sell the hype on Drew Lock, buy it before the season and then sell. You go back, a couple weeks ago to our episodes on that. You never want somebody to get hurt. You never want to root for somebody to get hurt, definitely. You never want that to happen, ever. But, it happens, and it happens more so in the NFL than anywhere else, right? It's a dangerous game. These guys are flying all over the place. People get injured in it, and you have to take that into account with your cards, right? You have to take that into account with your investments. I'm sure I don't know the extent of Drew Lock's injuries. We were picking Paris Campbell. Lucky for us, he got hurt, but lucky for us, it doesn't look like it's a full ACL. It looks like, he might be able to come back. But, there are injuries are a big part of the game, and it's something that you don't see in the other sports as much. People get hurt, but you don't see it as much in the other sports. So
let me add something that I love to see. I see quarterbacks winning.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, I think the lack of a preseason has really helped quarterbacks. You're seeing a lot of high-scoring games. You're seeing a lot of good performances by quarterbacks. What do you think about that? You think of the no preseason? Who does that benefit and who does that hurt?
Listen, I think it helps the quarterbacks who have carried over their offense from a previous year.
Wow, as well as for a first down.
Yeah, I know you're behind me, so I didn't say anything. But yeah, that was ridiculous that they let him pick up the first. It's one thing to let him run, but it's ridiculous that they let him pick up the first down.
Wow.
So that's a little
You
bit
have a
nuts.
poker face. Did you used to play poker?
Because you told me not to tell you, so I'm watching it. I'm not telling you. You're on Mexican television. You're on like
I want to
bootleg
see you in
TV.
action in the boardroom sometimes. Like you must be a killer negotiator.
No way. Just got to stay cool as a cucumber all the time. But so here's the deal, right? So what I was saying was that that the quarterbacks that are doing well are the quarterbacks that are carrying over their scheme. They're carrying over their personnel. Rodgers looks good because Rodgers been there forever. This is the same Kansas City offense with the same personnel. It's Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. It's the same Ravens offense. Now, you can argue that Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. He does not look that good. So having no preseason actually hurts him, right? Because he has not had any time to get comfortable, to build up a rapport with his receivers, and his receivers are hurt, and the whole deal. Now, they were able to win today. But yeah, I mean, we talked about that it not having a preseason is really going to help the teams that, that have some continuity, that carry over their offense, carry over the scheme, their personnel, you name it. So I believe that you'll see that also tonight when the Seahawks beat the hell out of the Patriots. But we'll get to that pick in a second.
I think so too, right? Did you see the line on that? That line is, to me, crazy.
What was it, like 4.5 or something like that?
Yeah, but to me, it's not even close. Cam Newton is there in his second game, where Russ Wilson is an MVP candidate every step of the way.
Yep.
So that, to me, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand that line at all. I know Bill Belichick, but at the end of the day, the players are the ones playing. Right?
That's an easy one. I'll be pounding that one. So I mean, if we're ready, we can talk about the pick on that one, and we can go from there. But I definitely do want to gloat because I like gloating. And if you look at our story, we gave one of our listeners from day one. We played a 6-game parlay based on our picks and hit all 6 ends of it, which is, I mean, what are the odds on that? That's crazy, right? So what did it pay, like, plus 2,900 or something like that? I mean, just a crazy bet.
It's a cool feeling making people money. Like it's cool when your cards appreciate, but it's way cooler when people actually action on your plays, isn't it?
So we had 10 1 o'clock plays, and 8 of them came in, and the 2 that didn't come in were plays where we picked the right winner. They just didn't cover the points by a couple of points. So that's pretty awesome. We had 8 winners, and we picked the Bills and the Steelers, who just didn't cover the point spreads. Because of late scores, fourth quarter scores by the teams they were playing against. That's a pretty good day. I mean, that's a pretty good day to go 8-2, and then the 2, if you were a money line better, you'd be there. And I don't want to jinx this here, but we have 3 plays in the 4 o'clock games, and the 3 plays in the 4 o'clock games were the Cardinals by 6. You know what the score is there?
I think they're dominating.
So,
I don't watch, dude. Red zone sometimes gives me anxiety.
The Cardinals won 30-15. So right. that's it.
What a weird score.
Are
you a red zone watcher, by the way?
I am a red zone watcher. Yes. We had the Ravens minus 6.5, saying that was a lock. You could basically bet your house on that one, and the Ravens won 33-16. So 2 or 3 games are in. So that puts us at 10-2 on our picks on the day, and the other pick we had was over 47 coming in on the over on the Chiefs and the Chargers, over 47. They're going into overtime. 2020. Well, might go to overtime. There's still a couple seconds left. I don't I mean, you never know what's going to happen. But, 1 second left. But it looks like it's going to it looks like it's going to overtime. There's 1 second left. I guess they have to kick it off. But it's going to overtime, so that one might come in. So at worst, we're going to go 10-3 on the day. At best, we're going to go 11-2. So you want to ride that momentum in tonight's game, go right ahead. That's going to be Seattle. Russell Wilson's going to dominate tonight. I got a fun play. We tried to give betting lines and we tried to give cards and fantasy. Russell Wilson and Carson. I love this kid, Chris Carson. He had a touchdown or 2. I think he might have 2 week 1. I think he's going to score another 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's become the go-to guy for Wilson around the goal line. He's a pass catcher. And I looked right before I came on here. I was able to pick up a 2017 Prism rookie of his. They're all silver, right? But a 2017 Prism for $5.50. So, I mean, you want to talk about like a low risk play, right? So, we'll keep talking, and we'll try to give you, our play here. But overtime's going on as I talk at 2020. We'll see what happens. I may not hit this one if somebody comes out and kicks and scores a touchdown and just scores a 6 and there's no extra point. Then I'm gonna lose it by a point. But I'll take that. I'll take a 10-3 day picking this, against the spread and making football picks. We really had a very good game today. We really had a very good day today. I think it's going to continue into the night game as well, because just like you said, I don't think that's the right line at all. I think Seattle should easily be a touchdown favorite. I think they're probably going to win the game by 2 touchdowns. So
they're home too. They're at home too.
I mean, that's not as much of an advantage when there's no crowd and stuff like that. But yes, they're home. They don't have to travel.
What they're saying is these 2 teams on neutral field are even teams, and there's just no truth to that at all. My winner today is our Sunday morning segment. Well, you laugh, but that's the winner, man. People love it. People have made plays from it. People have requested us to do more of these. So, Luca Nation, all we ask is share our stuff. Share. If you find any value, let a friend know, let an enemy know. Just let people know. We're never going to charge you for a single pick. With that being said, I think this has been a real winner. This is the first week we've done it, and there's been a lot of success and a lot of feedback, and we're going to keep it going for you guys.
So let me ask you a question. You like to ask me questions, so let me ask you a question, because you were a big Danny Dimes fan, right? And the Giants pick came in today. They were getting 5.5, and they made it a game. Looks like no Saquon Barkley for the foreseeable future. How does that impact your boy Danny Dimes?
I'm slightly offended right now that you said I'm a big Danny Dimes fan. I'm going to sit up straight.
Come on, you're a Philadelphia guy.
I'm a huge Danny Dimes fan. Oh, my God. Jesus. I wish you guys could feel I'm not a huge Danny Dimes fan. I went back and listened to some episodes, and what I said was pick your quarterback of choice, whether that's Kyler, that's Danny, that's Haskins. Pick your quarterback, the up-and-comer that you like, and invest in them. And honestly, I think all of their cards are up since August 10th, just because of the low pop and people are rushing to football cards. Kyler Murray cards are $1,000 right now.
But how do you think no Saquon impacts Danny Dimes?
I think that team sucks. That team is so bad. I'm not a big fan of investing in bad teams. And I'll explain why. Because often you can be right and still wrong. And that's the most frustrating feeling with bad teams, right? For example, today, the Chargers are – I don't even want to put the Chargers in this category. But with what happens with bad teams is – and I got burnt early in my betting career, and this is probably why I remember it – is I was on the right side of the spread, but you get burnt because they are bad teams. And what do bad teams do? They play poorly. For example, Carolina today. Carolina was +8. That was 100% the right play. I know we're going to disagree on it, but it was the right play. And then they get torched at the end of the game for a 46-yard touchdown to
Fournette.
So, I would say that. I think Danny Dimes is good long term, or has potential to be good long term. I like their coach, but not for me. I don't like the risk reward.
Well, what do you think of the quarterback for the Chargers, Herbert? You think he's going to be good?
I think his cards are worth buying raw. For example, now is a great time to buy raw because a lot of people weren't grading his. So if his buying rate right now for a base, I don't know what it is $5, I would pay $7 for the ones that are worth grading, because it looks like he's going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the year. And this team is much more prepared for a long season than the Giants are. So I would absolutely buy Herbert cards because they're probably a tenth of the price of Danny Dimes cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, he looked all right today. Made a couple rookie mistakes, but he looked all right. He was able to lead the team, and obviously didn't prep. So,
yeah, but the cards are stocks. At the end of the day, you could compare how they are in performance, but Danny Dimes was steamed up this last 3 months, whereas no one knew who Herbert was until he did, but no one was really talking about Herbert before this. Before Tyrod Taylor was out with the chest injury.
It's true.
Are they punting here?
Yeah, punting. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, I mean, and also I'm a Raider fan, so I would obviously these teams are both 1-0, so the winner would go to 2-0. But I'd much rather see the Chiefs take a loss here because I don't think the Raiders are going to be in a playoff conversation anyway. But
I think we need to do a collective prayer for Tatis. He's in a slump. And I don't know what baseball players do to get out of slumps. Preston, can you send us a DM?
He had 2 hits yesterday. He had a single. He had a double. He scored. The double just missed being a home run. I saw him walk today, and I saw him walk today and steal a base. And then that game went to extra innings. I think that game against Seattle went to extra innings. And then at the top of the 10th, he just came up now and hit an RBI single.
No,
scored a run. As we are talking, he's on first base. Had an RBI. I mean, he hasn't hit a home run in a little while, but he had an RBI single. He gave his team a 4-3 lead. They're still up in the 10th inning. So he's doing all right. I mean, look, he was on base 2 out of 5 times today. He's got an RBI single. Obviously a lot of people have caught up to him in that MVP race, but you didn't really buy him. At least I wasn't buying him for winning the MVP when he was 21. I mean, that would have been amazing. But what it shows you is that, he should be in that conversation. He's somebody who could do that, basically every year. And by the way, if you listened long enough and you're going to get to the end here, I actually have a pick for you guys. I know it's NFL Sunday, and I know we did a whole bunch of NFL stuff, and, we did a recap, a lot of interest, and all that stuff. I'm going to give you a play. You ready for it?
Before you do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wish you could.
You're not ready for it.
I'm not. No, first I want to give a big, I don't know if it's a toast. Dude, you're an amazing guy. And I've gotten a lot of DMs today that say that people listen to us not only because we get things right, which is great. Getting things right is – people love winners. But they can feel your authenticity. They feel how much you care. And, we've been doing this together for 2 months, Cage. I feel it. And I want to let Luca Nation know that he's a good dude. Cage is a really good dude, and he cares a lot. And all these plays he gives you guys, he's uncomfortable right now, I know, a little bit. But – he deserves it.
Somebody tells me that they're feeling it. I get a little weird. What exactly are you feeling? Because you're scaring me a little.
Yeah.
I don't like when people feel my shit. So,
dude, you research the plays. You care about the plays. You want people to win. You're in the plays with other people. This
was fun. We had the messages we got earlier was really nice because I mean, there are people who listen to the plays and people who listen to the picks we made and actually put some money on it and made some real money today, which is nice. I'm not a huge bettor, believe it or not. I mean, I guess I should change that going, 10-3 on an NFL Sunday. And trust me, the Seahawks, that's going to come in too. But, I guess I should probably change that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's definitely nice to get that stuff. And you know what the thing is here, I told this to a couple guys who messaged us also, Andrew, he makes sure I'm not half-assing anything. As I say to him, I got an idea. Let's give a Sunday morning, preview show. Let's make some picks. Let's make some card picks, some fantasy picks, some betting picks. And he's like, all right, but if you're gonna do it, you got to do it. Like you got to set aside, 4, 5, 6 hours, do the research, go game by game, find a player, you name it, the whole deal. And I do that, right? So, it's definitely the picks are researched. They're well thought out. I guess that comes out in the win loss.
That's it.
But we really do want to make sure that you're getting some good content here. And, we hope you're finding some real value in what it is that we're putting out there. And I'm not going to let you, stall me again. Coming into the year, it wasn't Tatis who was a $200, $250, $280 card. It was Ronald Acuna. And that's going to be my pick right now because I think he's still way too cheap. And I'm talking about his tops update. I want to make sure I have it for you guys. It's US 250. It's 2018 tops update US 250 Ronald Acuna. It's the one with the bat up, not the bat down. If you happen to get a bat down for the same price as a bat up, run because you just ripped somebody off. But I was looking at some auctions somebody announced today. I mean, this is a card that was touching or approaching $300 at one point in the lead up to the season, and I saw somebody buy today 9/18 $350 for a pair.
Yep.
So you're talking about $175. They're all over for $180. I mean, these are ones you could probably get off eBay for a little bit cheaper. And that is silly because his team is the third best team right now, record-wise, in the National League. They're going to win their division. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to have a run. And, he didn't start the season off well, and he was also injured. So people are I mean, it's an amazing overreaction in our hobby now that people have just kind of dismissed him and they're on to the next big thing. But I was looking at his numbers and his stats, and he's actually on pace to do something that I don't think I might not have been done since the 1800s. It's kind of crazy. And he added to it today because he had 2 hits, including a home run and a double, but he had 2 hits and 3 runs. It's like every time he walks or is hit by a pitch or whatever, he scores a run. So he's on pace this year to have more runs than hits. He's got 39 runs and 35 hits. And that doesn't happen. Obviously, you know why. Not every time you get a hit, you score a run. But he's got 4 more runs than hits, which he'll qualify for the batting title. He won't win the batting title, but he'll qualify. He'll have enough at bats to qualify. And I'm telling you, I don't think in modern baseball has anybody who's played enough to qualify. We're not talking about a guy who played 4 games. But anybody who played enough to qualify with enough at bats for the season had more runs than hits. And that to me just shows the value, right? That he's creating value, he's scoring, he's helping his team out in any way that he can. Also, National League leader in home runs is like 16, right? I think Machado tied Betts at 16, and Tatis has 15, and there's a bunch of people in the logjam. But Acuna, who we're talking about here, who is, everybody bailed on, everybody, he's no longer what anyone wants. He's got 13 home runs. I mean, he's not that far off the lead in the National League. So it's just odd to me because, he didn't have the greatest season, and he was hurt a little bit and the like. But he could rip it up in the postseason now. Atlanta could go far in the postseason. He could have a 3 home run game, and all of a sudden people are going to be looking for his cards. Not to mention, if that doesn't happen, 175 is, a great entry point, or even less for next year when he's a 40-40, candidate again for a full season. So it's just one of those things. It's, I don't get the pricing on it because, this guy is young and he's a stud and he's going to be great for a long time to come. So while everybody's focusing on buying ridiculous mosaic football cards of people that you've never even heard of and haven't even gotten into the, an NFL game yet, maybe look at a quality guy who might be a little overlooked this year, Acuna, US 250.
I brought you guys this play literally like a week and a half ago when he just returned from the DL. Yep. I think this play is not a play you're going to want to wait on. I think they're going to make the World Series. They're as good as anyone, top to bottom. They're really, really solid. And they've been the Braves have been on the verge of some stuff for a few years here. I know
they got a great lineup, right? Freddie Freeman, they got a really good lineup, So that's a second little bonus pick. I'm reiterating Andrew's play. We also like for football Chris Carson. This episode I hope is out before the game. It might be out during the game for tonight's Seahawks. I think he's going to score a touchdown again. He's going to start off the season, and I'm telling you, one just sold $5.50, 217 Panini Prism number 212, 2017 Prism. Chris Carson. Thank you for spending some time with us on another episode of the Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze Oh My podcast. Do us a favor and like, subscribe. You know what? Don't just like and subscribe. Everybody does that. If you like us, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies, tell everybody. And we hope you got something from spending some time with us today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.